All right, guys, welcome to the Victory Post podcast. And today we have a very special guest with me. I've known him since, I believe, 2016. We did some bodybuilding shows together with the
Yep.
WNBF Federation. And I believe we did two shows. The first one I did with him was physique, and the second one we still did physique, but I also jumped to bodybuilding. And WMBF doesn't have classic, so I had to jump between physique and classic, bodybuilding, which was very tough for me. But yeah, but Rose, I want to thank you very much for coming on my podcast. So before we start, can you introduce yourself to everyone?
My name is really Roosevelt Pristell, but everybody calls me Rose for short. Personal trainer, power lifter, bodybuilder, definitely a physique man. Can't touch your category yet. Please stay in bodybuilding now. Don't come in my category, physique. You're too big. But that's about it. That's me in a nutshell.
Nice, nice. So yeah, as I was saying that yeah, we've known each other since 2016. We've done
Yep,
some
2016.
16, yeah. 2016 was my first show at least with the WNBF, and yeah, I did that with you. You were on stage with me. We battled it out and everything. So yeah, so it's been a long time, and I'm glad to have
Although
you.
I'm a master and you are open. You're
I
open
know,
class.
right?
Let's throw that in there.
That's
I'm a
true.
master.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Uh,
But you still did very good. So that was amazing.
yeah.
Yeah,
Yes.
yep, yep. So so yeah, 2016, very long time ago. So very glad to have you on here. So
Thank
yeah,
you.
yep, yep. You're welcome. You're welcome. So before we begin, just an icebreaker. So turning 50 was a very big life change for you, right? Can you tell us
Yeah.
why?
Well, when I first got into bodybuilding, it was something that I never even thought about because when I looked at bodybuilding, I thought it had to be these big, massive guys. And one of the gals that I was on a powerlifting team with, she goes, Rose, you ought to go do bodybuilding. And I looked at me and I looked at my little skinny legs and I said, me bodybuilding? And she goes, yeah, you could do it. And I said, okay, just to make her be quiet. I said, okay, find me a bodybuilding show and I'll go ahead and do it. And of course, she finds one of the largest natural bodybuilding shows in Washington State. But since I agreed, it was too late to back out.
Yep.
So I said, okay. So I just went ahead and went through it, got a good coach, which I advise anybody out there to do.
Yep.
Get a good coach. If you need help with your nutrition, whether it's more exercise, whether it's cutting, whatever it may be, get a good coach until you've got a good foundation. So she found me the WNBF, and then she goes, "Oh, there's a posing class over here. You can go to the posing class, and And she goes, "It's free. You don't even have to pay money." I said, "God, I can't back out yet." Okay, so I went there, and that's where I met my coach, which was John Nickerson, still is to this day, and Bull Stewart was my powerlifting coach. So I believe between between powerlifting, that gave me a good solid muscle mass
Yep.
to go into bodybuilding, and then I just had to start shaping the rest of my body in that aspect. So I went and did that, and then I go to WNBF, and it was kind of an interesting experience because I didn't know anybody, and I was there by myself. And first, when I hit the stage, I hear this other guy go ahead of me, and everybody's, "Hey, yeah, woo, woo!" And they're screaming for him, and I go hit the stage, and it was dead silence. I'm going, "Oh my
Oh my
God."
God.
Yeah, just freaked out, but I was prepared for it. And then by the time the nighttime show came around, somebody else that I did know in the bodybuilding field, she broke the ice. She yells, "Hey Rose, what are you doing after the show?" And that got me all loosened
Yep.
up. And then people started cheering. And then they said my age back then, and I'm not going to say, but anyway, I was at a young teenager age, probably about 50 about then, and nobody could believe it. And I got a big cheer from everybody because it was a great crowd of people.
Yeah.
All the people are very supportive, and I did well. And I think I probably came in like third place or fourth place, something like that. But I placed. And after being on stage with somebody like you, okay, that had muscles on top of muscles. No, I felt pretty good.
Yeah,
And so
yeah.
I kept grinding at it from there, kept going. And I didn't get discouraged because after that I did a NPC show,
Mm-hmm.
didn't even place.
Mm.
And everybody said I should have because I came in great shape.
Yep.
But one of the biggest key factors, I don't care how great a shape you're in, and maybe a smile, but if you don't have your posing on point, that could lose everything right there on
Yes.
stage.
Yes.
And I didn't know about NPC did quarter turns, and most of those guys, they were in a, how would I say it? I won't speak badly, but I'm natural and I don't know about everybody else.
Yep.
But there was some big guys, and I learned a lesson right then and there. Again, even to come in better shape, because after that I did a couple more shows. Was it NAMBF? Did another WMBF show, and then I went to Ironman and did that and placed first place in my division,
Oh, there you go.
and that was in the NPC. So I was stoked on that one. At that point, you couldn't
Yeah.
stop me. So it was a good
A
experience,
good
and
advice.
I'm glad that you weren't around for my other shows because I didn't want to have to compete against you. I still look at you and go, "Damn, that boy was big."
Yeah,
Still looking good.
if I still lived in Seattle, I'll be competing with you everywhere.
I know. So now I stick in my master, the upper class masters, and don't
Yeah.
go open as much. But I like going open when I feel I'm in my best shape. I like
Best
going
shape,
open
yeah.
because it's a different challenge,
Yeah, yep.
to give the younger guys a run for their money
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
and work at holding my own. And if
Yep.
anything else, they go, damn, I wish I could be like him when I get 50 or more.
There you
Yes,
go.
indeed. Put your work in.
Yep.
Put your
Put your
work
work
in.
in. It's all about putting in the work. So
Yep.
yeah, and
Yep.
of course when I was on stage with you and after the show you told me your age, I was like, God damn it, you did amazing. You did freaking amazing. Yeah, so
Yeah.
yep. So that was good. That was good. Um, Now to move on. So, what what should I know you're a personal trainer too, right? So,
Yes.
what should you consider when you are designing your programs for 50 plus adults? What do you consider?
Well, personally, whether you're 50, because I train my mother to this day, and she's 84 years
84.
young.
Okay.
Okay, there's not much that I hold back from her, whatever the mobility of the person can handle. Like just yesterday, we were doing deadlifts. She's 84 years young, doing deadlifts. I have another one of my lifters. She's 67 years young, just competed at her very first AAU powerlifting competition last
Oh,
Saturday, and she pulled a 170 deadlift
wow.
at
At
67.
67, huh?
And she's been training a little bit less than a year. So if they're squatting, I have them do squats, deadlifts. I have them do everything that basically anybody else would do. I just might not require the depth at the beginning of the time,
Okay.
and I just modify the weights back. Because, like my mother, I don't keep going heavy up on weights. I might go more reps.
Yep.
And
Yep.
as those become easier, then we go again a little bit more weight. But I just think the key of people maturing is just keeping the body moving. I don't care what you do, keep the body moving. I hear a lot of people come into the gym and they say, "Oh, I'm trying to get in shape." And I say, "No, no, no, stop. You're not trying to get in shape. You're in here putting in your work. The other person sitting at home watching TV, eating Dunkin' Donuts and cereal, they're trying to. You're in the gym, you've got half the battle won right there.
Yep. Yep.
You're already there. You're going to put in some work, So the one gal that I train right now that's 67, she's in 2 days a week. She does the rest of her work herself. So I do all of her bench presses with her. She does flat bench. She does bench press incline. She's doing barbell curls, seated rows, lat pull downs. Then on another day, we do all of our leg work, full body. We do our deadlift, leg extensions, leg curls. There might be modification on the like leg extensions because some people say leg extensions hard on your knees,
Yeah.
etc. I just don't have them lock all the way out. Just do partials.
Yeah.
Don't lock all the way out.
Yep.
you know and I think that long as a person's keeping their body moving, they can do basically almost anything anybody else younger can.
Oh
Just a
yeah.
slight little bit of modifications. If they start thinking, oh, I can't do this or I can't do that, that's when we have an issue, I
Yep.
believe.
Yep.
But
It's
that's,
all yeah, it's all about the mindset. So
yeah,
yeah. So
exactly.
yep.
I had a gal come in the other day. She was saying, oh, I'm probably the worst client, the worst out of shape client that you've had. I said, no, not at all. I said, we're just going to do baby steps.
Yep.
And as we progress, I go, okay, baby steps. Now we have the training wheels on. I said, once you begin to walk, then you become a track star and you'll run like a track star. And that's the lady that, I mean, she's incredible. And I'm looking at her and I film her every time that she comes in because I send them home with their videos that they're doing so they can look at their form. They
Yep.
can see what they're doing.
Yep.
She comes in and tells me, she goes, Rose, I watch my videos and I'm inspired. And I go, yes. When they can look at their own videos and get inspired. And then she shares them with her husband and he's excited to look at them. And she's making leaps and bounds,
Nice.
So I love training mature people, and I love training especially women. I hate to say it, us men, we don't always listen,
Oh
and
no,
we
we
got
don't.
too much ego,
Yeah. Oh yeah.
you know.
Oh yeah.
And
Yep.
I try to say that I don't suffer from that, but after COVID, I came back in, did a competition, did well, but then I came back in too heavy,
Okay.
and I didn't listen to my own advice. But
It
that's how it
happens
goes
sometimes.
sometimes.
Yeah. It happens
Yeah.
sometimes. Yeah.
So I had to back off a little bit and get the ball rolling again. But I think it's just most important that for mature people to keep the body moving, do
Moving. Yeah.
something, anything,
Okay.
better than nothing.
Okay. All right, guys. So you guys heard what Rose said. Keep the body moving. Is one of the biggest thing. As long as you're moving the body, you're doing something. So
Yep.
keep it moving. And I want to give a very big shout out to Rose. His Instagram page is right over there. Please go follow this guy. He's amazing. He knows what he's doing. So give him a follow. Talk to him if you need help, and he is gonna be 100% ready to help you out. So thank you very much for that, man.
Yes.
Yep.
And if you could please, um, everybody follow me. I've got a podcast coming out. We haven't got a final release date. Maybe in the next couple of weeks.
Okay.
It's called Ride with Rose, Destination Unknown.
Okay.
You can find me on Instagram, Ride with Rose _ podcast,
Okay.
or ridewithrose.com.
Okay.
We cover all different topics, not just fitness. We're covering everything, whatever you could think of.
Whatever you can think of. There you go.
Yeah,
There you go.
exactly.
All right, good, good
This,
stuff, good stuff. So,
yeah.
yep. So, thank you for sharing that too. I'm sure they're gonna go follow you right after this. So, yeah, yep. So, let's talk more. Let's talk more about the mature, how you go by training the mature people. So, let's talk a little bit about warming up and stretching. How do you go by doing that? What specific training routine or methods do you use for them in terms of stretching and warming up?
Well, I do a lot of some treadmill to get the body warmed up.
Okay.
Some basic stretches within if we're doing shoulder days, stretching, opening up the shoulders, getting everything loosened up, especially those rotator cuffs.
Yep.
That's very vital to do. Um, and after work downs, we do usually do a little bit of cool down, some stretching. Some if we're doing legs, we're going to stretch the quads. We're going to stretch the hamstrings. There's various different stretches that you can do to loosen up the body and do so you don't build up any lactic acid, especially after working out. You have to stretch.
Yep.
Anything that you can do, whether it's a tricep stretch, quads, calves, you have to stretch those muscles to keep everything loosened up. Because otherwise, you're going to be sore, sore, sore. My main thing is I try not to work a person too hard to where they don't have any mobility. Because a lot of times I've seen a lot of trainers go in and they train somebody so hard the first couple of times, they're not going to come back. They're
Yeah.
too sore. And you're going to be sore a little bit anyway, just
Yep.
because you haven't been moving. But if you can get past those first 2 weeks, you're golden. And it doesn't matter if you have to sit in a chair and stretch, or even do your exercises sitting in a chair, whatever it takes. Again, it it doesn't matter. You know, again, keep that body moving, keep it
Okay.
limber, stay hydrated, very important. It keeps everything flowing.
All right.
Yes,
Good.
indeed.
Good. So, yeah. So yeah, this very good information. I want us to talk more about joints. Because it's, I know a lot of mature people who always, complain about their joints, right?
Yeah.
So, let's talk a little bit about, um, like the nutrition and the supplement side of that, right? And
Yeah.
I know you do help a lot of mature people over 50, 60, 70, even your mom 80 something years old. So how what nutrition or what meals do you suggest they eat, and what supplements do you suggest they take in order to strengthen their joints and all that?
One of the most important things, and women I feel need to understand that they need high amounts of protein.
Okay.
They a lot of people think, oh, the protein is just for guys. No, women need the protein, guys need the protein, and as you get older, you need even more protein than a younger person does. And what I find to be interesting is if you go Google search, how much protein do you need? Somebody's going to say zero point 0.5, somebody's going to say pound for pound. It's kind of a fine line. I won't say exactly what you should take in your protein. Myself, for me, I try to take in 1 gram per pound
Okay.
easily. And if you're working out extensively, you need more protein. I know, like my mother, she does a couple protein shakes a day. She swears by it. You want to still build that muscle, you're going to need that protein because you can't get enough protein in your normal everyday diet unless you're sitting at a table all day
All day.
long
Yep.
eating.
Hmm.
And so you need that supplement. I feel that glutamine, which is very important, you can get it out of nuts and a few other things, but you need the glutamine. It helps build the muscle. You want to deal with recovery, you can look at BCAA, branch chain amino acids. That helps. I mean, it might be, I won't say terribly expensive, but you need all these things for help recovery, a faster recovery, and especially if you're mature, you should look at, and then you can even read it up. You can Google search it and see the pros and cons benefits of it. Even creatine. You need this extra supplements. It's kind of like if you were drinking. Somebody says you need vitamin C in your diet. How many oranges are you going to have to eat to get the proper amount of vitamin C in
Yep.
daily? You're going to have a crate of oranges in front of you. You
Yep.
can't
You can
consume enough of
consume.
it.
Yep. Hmm.
So you got to go back to basics again. You got to go back to the supplements.
Yep.
It does help. What I would suggest before a person buys it, one, look it up, research it, see what it has to say about it. Two, if you can find a supplement store that will let you taste or give you a little sample package of their protein mix, you'd be better off, because some of it doesn't break down well, some of it doesn't taste well,
Yep.
but you'll find the right one for you and it'll work. You will notice a 100% difference within the supplements, and along with the exercise and giving you more energy, etc. But don't be afraid to get your supplements.
Oh yeah.
That's a must.
Yeah. That's a
We
must.
all
Yep.
we all need it.
Yep.
Yes,
We all
indeed.
do. We all do.
Yes.
Yep. Yeah. So,
So
um,
what supplements are you taking besides make me big, big, strong?
right now, I'm taking creatine. I start taking it last week.
Uh-huh.
So before then, I haven't taken creatine in like 2 or 3 years.
Yeah.
But
Yes.
one of my friends swear on it. It's like, yeah, you have to take it. You have to start taking this like every single day. It's gonna help you build more muscle and all that. I'm like, okay, well, I'm gonna give it a try. So I gave it a try, and it's going well, I believe. So
Yeah.
that is the only supplement I take. With the exception of my multivitamins and all that stuff. But
Hmm.
creatine is that's what I take, and
That's a
my
must.
yeah, that's a must. That's a must now.
Yeah.
So yeah, so that's all I take, and then I also take the post workout, the first form post workout. So, yep, that's all. Those two is all
Okay.
I take now. Yeah.
Yep. So you never tried like BCAA, like branched chain amino acid or
Um,
anything?
I did previously in the past, but not now. Not now.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
not now. Plus, I don't take pre-workout. I just go in, just work out and just leave. I never take pre-workout. So,
Well, see, some
yeah.
of us aren't as blessed in that naturally, genetically.
Come on, come on.
Like you, a black Superman, little Hulk Hogan. You're just not green. That's
Yeah.
one thing about I was going to say about supplements
Mhm.
is that you can find a good protein shake mix, and you can put your creatine, you can put your BCAA, you can put all that in your in
In
your
your post-workout.
protein shake.
Yep. Hmm.
Yeah, and just shake it up and drink that. I
Yeah.
used to, because of my weight, I used to drink a weight gainer. I even drank. Matter of fact, the competition we did together
Yep.
that morning, I was eating pancakes and drinking and a weight gainer before the
Really?
show.
Wow.
Yes, yes, because I have a high metabolism,
Yep. Hmm.
so I have to. I used to drink like two protein shakes a day, trying to get in as much. And these were weight gainers. And I used to drink them with milk. Then before the shows, I
Wow.
would cut back and cut the milk out of my diet because milk was so fattening.
Yeah.
And so I'd mix them with water, put all of my supplements all right in there and drink it. I'd trace that with my breakfast. I had to find a way to drink my protein and be able to eat my food, because I want to get most of all my food out of all my protein out of actual food instead of a
Yep.
shake.
Yep. Yep.
So if that's the best way to get your protein. But if you're busy and you're on the go, which a lot of people are, don't hesitate to get a protein shake and put all your other supplements in them. And then, for me, I would always eat my meal, drink a protein shake, so therefore it wouldn't fill me up and stop me from taking my next meal, because I need to get in that next meal, especially for someone like me,
Yeah.
you know,
Yep.
in that aspect.
Yeah. Yeah. Yep. Yep.
Yeah.
So yeah, guys, don't really forget to take your supplements. As Rose said, you can really get everything in if you are very busy during the day. Except maybe you sitting just on in your office all day, then yeah, you can do it. But if you are in the lab working, or you are riding the track or so, man, you can really do it. So don't forget to substitute that with supplements. Okay, it's okay. It's okay as long as it's not something that's gonna affect you in the long run. So just go for it. Okay, and
Mm-hmm.
as always, as we say, do it the natural way.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah. So yeah, so let's continue with this. So we were talking about joints. What exercises are very easy on the joints for matured people, 50 plus and above?
Well, you can do any kind of basically bicep curls.
Okay.
Those are good. You're not going to have generally any problem with. Your lat pull downs, you're not going to have much of an issue with. One of the things that I've seen that some people have a difficulty with is like incline benches. When you're doing a lot of your bench work or shoulder work, people make common mistakes if they're doing shoulder work, whether they're coming down too far, or they're pressing back too far on the shoulders, because you want to protect your shoulders
Yep.
at all costs. I used to I still do a lot of dumbbell bench press, and I used to love dropping my shoulders down as far as I could. And the more research that I went through and looking at it, to even put those dumbbells in a slight 45-degree angle and not coming all the way down, dropping your shoulder or your elbows too far to the floor, you're not going to get as much pressure on your shoulders. It's going to be a lot lighter on your shoulders.
Okay.
So a good rule of thumb is bring your arms down to as if you were laying on the floor. Don't bring your elbows back any farther than that. And like I said earlier, if you're doing leg extensions, you can do them, but don't come all the way up and lock out. If you felt something in your knees, you adjust the movement. If you can only come up a little bit and go back down, because you could still do a leg extension sitting in a chair.
Yeah.
You can sit in a chair with no weight and extend your legs out back and forth, just using your simple body weight. If you did enough of those, I guarantee you, you're going to feel those in your legs
Yep.
no matter what. But you don't have to have that full range of movement. Watch out for the shoulders on all of your shoulder press movements and good technique. And if you're mature, you're not familiar with the gym or exercises, take the time, go to the gym, look around, see who the trainers are,
Okay.
see how they're training, or even ask somebody at the front desk to show you. And they should give, each gym should give you a tour of all their equipment, and just get on the all standard equipment, fixed equipment, because you don't have to worry about lateral left to right movement. It's in a fixed movement, so you're a lot safer than using free weights.
Okay.
Strengthen up your muscles on the machines first, and then you could graduate into free weights, and you're going to be a lot better off that way because you've gotten a little bit more muscle structure, etc. But definitely warm up those shoulders every time you do any kind of shoulder work,
Okay.
and watch if you're doing curls. Some people, they hyperextend, they lock their arms out too straight. So now they're hyperextending their arms. So don't hyperextend, if you're understanding what I mean. When you do a curl, um, you'll be a lot safer in your joints within your doing curls itself,
Okay.
period.
Okay.
Lat pull downs, a lot of people make the common mistake. They're doing a lat pull down, but when they're way back up, right before they get to the top, they're going to change directions. So when they change directions, they end up locking their arms out, then they end up snatching the weight, and then you're going to hyperextend. I always say what I call a broke arm. A locked arm is straight. A broke arm is a slight bend in it. And as if you're going up, when you get ready to change directions, slow the weight back down right before you pull. And therefore, you won't have this snatching, jerky motion in your joints. And you'll be a lot safer that way.
Okay.
It's just, being conscious of what you're doing, and just not being willy nilly and just going through it, and it's not
Yeah.
about how heavy that you go. It's about how you finesse that weight. Because I don't care if you had 20 pounds on something, if you did it right and you did it in a certain speed, time, and attention, you're going to get more of a work out of it than a person maybe doing 30 pounds heavier incorrectly.
Yeah.
So form is everything. That's why I say I'm a believer. Get a good trainer. And when I say good trainer, watch the trainers. See how attentive that trainer is to the next person. When you go look for a trainer, you're interviewing that person. Myself, I'm interviewing my client to see if I want to really train them, see if they
Yep.
really want to listen or not. Because, matter of fact, I had a guy come in the other day, wanted to get trained for a bodybuilding show. And first thing I did was I seen him working out. And I said, "Oh, well, why don't you try this, just up and over?" And well, he was doing it, and I'm looking at it, but he had no full extension. So I might ask, is there a reason why you're not extending or whatever? And I told him, try doing it this way. And the way I told him with the full extension, he goes, well, I'm going to probably have to drop the weight. Next thing I know, he tried it and he goes, well, I'm doing George Johnson, whatever the guy's name is. I don't know, but I'm just making that up. George Johnson method. So he's going up and over with no extension. And right then and there, he goes, yeah, well, I've got this on YouTube and online. I went, oh my God, I don't want this. Too many people
Yeah.
online following some other person's directions. And I'm not going to say a lot of these guys and gals online don't know what they're doing. They make up some exercises that look cute and impresses somebody, and I might even look at them and go, okay, those three movements are terrible, but that one, I like that. I can use that. But if you're not familiar with the gym, you can't define what's the difference between good and bad.
Yep.
So when I looked at this guy and he told me what he was doing and he chose to do something else, I said, you know what? I don't need this. I don't want it. What I ended up doing is I turned him on to another coach that I know that
Yeah.
I call Sergeant Savage, that kicked my lever living butt for over a year. Because when I came to my old coach, he goes, give me a year, Rose. I said, okay, I can do that. I gave him a year. That's when I started my own team. But I knew that he could deal with him and he can argue and fight with him.
Yep.
I didn't have the time. I
Yeah.
don't have the time. I have the patience to work with somebody that wants to learn, but I don't have the patience to try to convert a YouTube baby into a person that, hey, this is what I'm telling you right now. You know, that's just me. You
Yeah.
know, all money's not good money, and I know the guy's going to do well because he's trained. He's a hard trainer, but he needed a little bit something different
Yeah.
than
Yep.
I was willing to go through that battle. You know what I'm talking
Yep.
about. I'm
Yep.
sure you
Yep.
ran across the same thing
Yeah.
because next you know that person's trying to tell you what it's supposed to be. And it's like somebody said to me, they go, Rose, when you go to a nice upscale restaurant, you don't go in there and tell the cook how to cook the steak that you
Yep.
came to buy. So if you're paying me for my service, why argue with me of what I'm asking you to do?
Yep.
You know, and if you look at me, you go, and this guy was like 25 years young. If he looks at himself and looks at me and he go, you're going to argue with what I'm saying? I think I'm living proof of what I'm doing. So, okay, I don't want to just take his money. I'd rather give my time to somebody else that wants to listen, and learn it. I'm not going to say I know everything, but I know enough to get me where I'm at here today. And I'm
Yep.
willing to learn. So
Yeah.
somebody wants to show me something new, please show me. It's just
Yep.
like I was saying about the dumbbells going to standard conditions of what we've always came up with versus turn them into 45-degree angle. Because if you take some dumbbells and you take them out of a 45-degree angle and you got some 80s or 90s, you can feel that pressure in your shoulders.
Yeah.
You
Oh
cock
yeah.
them into a 45-degree angle, it's a lot smoother and you get a little bit better workout from
Yeah.
them,
Yep.
you know.
Yep.
But
A- And
oh
and
well.
and of course, as you mentioned, as at this point in time, there is so many fitness influencers. They call themselves fitness influencers online,
Uh-huh.
doing
Yeah.
whatever the heck they want to do. And
Mm-hmm.
a lot of people look up to them, right? A lot of
Mm-hmm.
people look up to
Yep.
them, like, yeah, he's doing this. He has 2 million followers. He has 5 million followers, and yeah, I want to learn from this guy. But you come you come to my gym, you ask me for help, but yet you still wanna go with this guy. And I'm like, come on, guys, that's not how it works. You can do
Yep.
that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Yep.
and so I'm like, yeah, so whatever you said is accurate. They think those guys online because everyone knows them because they put on so many workouts, and of course, some of their workouts are amazing, right? But some are like, okay, what's going on here? Be simple. Be very, very simple with these workouts, you know? So,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, so it's very accurate.
Yep.
Yeah, so keep and one of my core values is keep learning. Keep learning. Um, no matter what, keep learning, keep advancing. So if someone comes to you for help and they were like, you know what, I think I have this video and I wanna do whatever they're doing, instead of you just saying, you know what, I'm paying you, so help me out, right? And that will even help them learn something new. But most people nowadays don't do that. So
Yep.
yeah,
Well, a
yep,
lot of these influencers you'll see, if you watch them from the very beginning, what were they doing? And how many times did they have to do that exercise to perfect it?
yep,
And so you might follow their program, and it might be an even decent program, but then who's looking at you to see if what you're doing, from what you learned from them, who's watching you to see if what you're doing is correct?
yep,
How is your form? I mean, I rather, honestly, I've said this for years. I like the results of working out. I've got a lot of things to do. So I don't want to be in the gym for 2 hours if I don't have to.
yep,
If I can get in there, do my workout, do it correctly, get the benefits, and be in and out of there an hour, hour and a half, because some days take longer than others,
yep,
if I can be out there sooner, that's my model.
yeah,
So what I want to do if I'm training you, I want you to go in, and I'm a real stickler. I want form. I don't care about how much weight you're lifting. I want the form, because if you have the form, everything else is going to go accordingly. You get the form down, you're going to get what? You're going to get great
great
results.
results. Yep,
No form, big weights, the results are going to take twice as long. And a person's not going to be, as far as I'm concerned, not nearly as happy. So get the form down. I mean, I'm going to repeat, I'm going to repeat, I'm going to micromanage it. I'm going to look at every little detail of your movement, because, you might be making a movement, but partway through the lift, you release and let the tension go. If you can keep that tension throughout the movement, you're going to get a better result.
Yep. Yep.
100%. You're going to be in there and out and on with your life,
Yep. There you
and
go.
come back, and after a short period of time, you're going to get better results. But you can't get that online unless you're filming yourself. You can film yourself, send it to a coach, they can analyze it. I mean, that's work. I'm not opposed to that. But again, if I'm training somebody, I might be looking at you from front, back, left, right, turn around, look at you again, and look at every angle. That when they can make that a possibility for somebody online, I will dive into all online training. But until then, I like working hands on hand,
Yep.
being able to look at every angle of a person that I'm training.
Yep.
It just makes it easier for me.
All right.
Yeah.
All right, good. So we are almost done with this podcast. But before I let you go, can you give us advice on how to age positively? What are your
What was the question?
how to age positively?
Stay in the
Um,
gym.
and and what are your top three tips in living life to the fullest?
I'm going to say stay in the gym for
Okay.
one. Eat eat as healthy as you possibly can. You know, two, drink plenty of water.
Okay.
Is water? I mean, stay hydrated. It's you need that. It flushes everything. It keeps you going, keeps the muscles hydrated. You have to do that. And I should have said one more: get your rest.
Get your rest.
Utmost. I don't always get as much rest as I'd like to, but you need to heal the body so you can go back out to battle again. You
Yep.
have to rest. You have to eat right. And some people say, I like to say, eating clean.
Yep.
I'm not saying diet.
Diet. Yeah.
Eat clean. Watch what you're eating, and if you have to, push the plate back. You know, push the plate back so you don't overeat. But if you want to eat your certain foods, eat them on the weekend. If you want your little sniggity snacks, but try to eat clean or work at eating clean Monday through Friday. Weekends, if you want certain things, go ahead and do that.
Yeah.
But you've got to eat well, get your rest, and drink your water. Keeps the
Okay.
skin fresh and keeps you going. It's
There you
like fuel
go.
for the
There
body.
you go.
Yes, indeed.
Yep. Yep.
That's my best advice.
All right. Thanks for the four tips.
Yeah.
But yeah, but you guys got to know too, while you resting, which is the biggest thing to me, right? Which is the biggest thing. Sleep, rest is the biggest thing. Okay. While you're doing that, remember to stretch, massage the body. Remember to stretch, massage, and sometimes if you need chiropractor help, go for it. So remember these three things: massage, chiropractor, and just stretch. So,
Hmm.
yep. So yeah. So Rose, I want to thank you very much for coming to my podcast. This is very amazing. I learned a lot from you, and I know my audience did too. But before I leave you, one more thing. Can you repeat again what your podcast will be about? Let us know what your podcast channel is. I'm gonna go follow you right now. Let's do that
Okay.
right now. Um,
On Instagram, it's Ride with Rose
right with
underscore
Rose.
podcast.
Okay.
Our website is under construction right now.
Okay.
It's ridewithrose.com.
Right with Rose.
Yeah. We're going to cover all different topics from relationships, politics. We don't have any particular destination. We're going to deal with motivation. We're going to deal with fitness.
Okay.
And we're even going to take feedback from the listeners and come up with topics that they want to talk about.
Okay. All
But we're
right.
going to cover it. That's why it's Ride with Rose. Destination definitely unknown. So we travel down all lanes of travel.
Okay. All right.
Yep.
Sweet. Sweet.
Yes,
This
most
looks
definitely.
amazing podcast you have coming on. So I can't wait. I can't
Yeah.
really wait. Yeah, it's gonna be
Yeah,
amazing.
it's gonna be interesting.
Yeah, nice.
Yeah, something different.
Something
Yeah.
different. Yeah, something different.
But we're
Yeah.
we're looking to have different people, and I'm gonna have a couple different people that I'm gonna have that are going to have their own channel under my Ride by Rose.
Oh, really? Okay.
We're gonna have a motivational person. We're gonna, we just got to get it started. So right now it's just going to be some things that I come up with and want to talk about, and then when we grow a little bit more, we're going to be able to have people come in and do their weekly shows, kind of like a network.
Nice.
So
Nice.
destination unknown.
All right.
The sky's the limit. I
The
want to
sky is
thank
the
you
limit.
for yeah, I want to thank you for inviting me on your show. And
Yeah.
do me a favor, stay in Arizona. Don't come back to Washington
Hey,
trying to be
hey,
men's physique again.
hey!
Okay.
Remember, Washington is close to Arizona, so I can
Yeah.
stop by anytime.
That's all right. I'll have something for you because I'm on my way back after all this layoff and COVID.
Yeah, yep, yep.
I'm glad to see you're doing good and staying healthy and just hey, you're looking good. You still got muscles on top of muscles, my
Hey,
man.
I'm trying to, man.
No, you're not. See, there you go. You ain't trying to. You're doing it. The other guy's trying to catch
Yeah,
up
the other
with you.
guy is trying to. I'm already doing it, so half the
That's
battle
right.
is won, right?
There you go. There you go.
Yep, yep,
Well,
yep.
if I
All
can ever
right,
help you, please call on me again. I thank
all
you so
right. We'll
much.
do. Thank you very much.
Okay, you have a
All right,
marvelous day,
everyone.
sir.
Yeah, bye bye.
Bye bye.